You can spot a lie in 3 seconds flat. And it's not because you're psychic or because you watch Sherlock twice with subtitles, but because the human body is embarrassingly bad at acting. When you ask a direct question, the truth flows. A lie buffers. It lags, it glitches, and throws up weird captions like, well, technically. So today, I'm going to give you the 3-second tells that the professionals over at the FBI watch out for. But before we start, we need to do a quick reality check. There is no Pinocchio nose. Pros don't know anything with 100% accuracy. At best, they guesstimate. It all comes down to patterns, baselines, and changes under pressure. 1 signal means nothing. 2 signals means, 3 signals after a sharp question? Now we're cooking. And yes, you can learn this. If I, with the emotional intelligence of a toaster, can do it, so can you. Let's build your radar around the moment that matters most, the first 3 seconds after you ask a sensitive question. Picture it like a slow motion replay. You ask, did you actually send that email? Or, were you with your friends last night? Then you shut up and watch the opening 3 seconds like it's the season finale. Signal 1, the freeze frame. Humans are rhythmic. We breathe, blink, nod, gesture. Truthful people keep that rhythm when they answer because their brain isn't juggling a story. Liars usually have to hit pause. It's tiny, sometimes just half a second, but it looks like life goes into airplane mode. Breathing stalls, shoulders locked, hands parked. You might see a quick lip press, like they're trying to trap some words inside. Think of a cat that just knocked your glass off the table and it's now auditioning for the role of a statue. That freeze is a nervous system going, uh-oh, tight corner ahead. I learned this catching myself. I used to lie about, oh yeah, I watched that show already just to dodge spoilers. Someone would ask, you saw episode 6? And my body would do a perfect 3-second mannequin challenge while my brain scrambled to build fake opinions. That freeze gave me away every single time. The fix was easy though. Stop lying about TV. The lesson is priceless. When you ask someone something weighty, wait for that blink and you'll miss its stillness. Signal 2, timing mismatch. It's not what they say, it's when the rest of them says it. Honest answers tend to sync up. Head nods happen with yes, head shakes happen with no. Smiles land when something actually feels funny. In deceptive answers, the timing drifts. You'll hear no with a little micro nod after, or yes and then the head tilts no a second later. The smile shows up late and it leaves early, like a bad Uber driver. Or you'll get the fast verbal denial but the body reacts before the word does. Eyes flinch, shoulders rise, like the truth just tried to speak and legal blocked it. It's choreography. Our words are edited by the brain. Our face is freelance. It invoices our expression and does not care about your PR. If you see a denial arrive on time but the body's reaction is lagged, or vice versa, that mismatch is data. 1 mismatch is human. Several after a charged question is a pattern. Signal 3, the cleanup crew. Liars often rush to tidy the mess before you even see it. Look for immediate over-explaining and distancing. The, to be honest, frankly, I would never, trust me chorus. The question repeat is to buy time. Did I send it? Did I send it? The instant alibi lists that sound like a Yelp review of their own innocence. Or they answer a different question. Did you eat my leftovers? Okay, first of all, there was barely any food left. You'll also hear distancing language. That woman, that car, the phone, instead of her, my car, my phone. It's a subtle way of pushing the story away from their identity, like holding garbage with tongs. Put those 3 together, freeze, timing mismatch, cleanup, and you have a powerful 3-second filter. But don't become the person who accuses grandma of perjury just because she blinked. You first need a baseline. Baselining is the non-creepy art of noticing how someone acts when the stakes are low. How fast do they answer easy questions normally? How much do they gesture when they're comfortable? Do they usually hold eye contact or do they tend to look away? Are they a rambler or a bullet pointer? You can learn this in casual conversations. Ask something about their weekend, their favorite food, their pest level opinions on pineapple pizza. That is your normal. When the topic gets risky and that normal vanishes in the first 3 seconds, that's your deviation. Let me show you how this plays out. Saturday afternoon, you walk into your kitchen and your roommate is carefully studying the floor like it's abstract art. Your favorite mug is gone. You ask, hey, did you drop my mug? 3 seconds. He goes statue, inhales, shoulders pin up. His usual fidgety foot suddenly retires. He says no, but you catch a soft nod after the word like the punctuation got drunk. No, well, I mean, there was a loud sound earlier because the cat jumped and honestly, I was going to tell you since I would never not tell you, but I was in the middle of an intense call with my mom about taxes and, okay, technically yes. You didn't need the confession because the pattern gave it to you. 3 seconds, 3 tells, then a flood of fixing word. Now, where people mess this up? Eye contact. TV and movies have taught us that liars avoid eye contact. Some do. Most overcompensate and stare like they're trying to download your soul at 5G speeds. Watch for comfortable gaze, not intense gaze. Confident people look away to think. Let's talk about that voice. Listen for sudden changes in pace or pitch. If someone is slow and steady baseline then speeds up and raises their pitch on the answer, that spike is useful. The reverse is also true. Fast talkers go slow and monotone like they switch from human to audiobook. Again, you're not judging the pace, only the change after a hot question. But what if they're just anxious? That's a good question. Anxiety looks different than lying. Anxious truth feels messy but congruent. Words, face, and body all freak out together in one unified panic. Anxious lying feels organized, like the words are doing the crisis PR while the face and body leak tiny contradictions. Truthful anxiety overshares. Lying anxiety overmanages. There's also a small tell I call the edit swirl. Right after a question, the eyes circle or dart as if scrolling a mental menu. For some people, that's just the way they think, so baseline it. But if you ask something pointed and the eyes do a quick tour, the mouth compresses and the answer drops in on a delay with a lot of throat clearing, that is a chef's kiss. Here's how to test suspicious answers without turning into detective roleplay. Step 1. Ask for a simple timeline. Walk me through it step by step. Truthful people revisit sensory details, sounds, sights, sequence. Liars struggle to keep the order stable. They skip sensations and aim for conclusions. Step 2. Change the order. Tell it backwards. Not literally reverse the day, just jump around. What happened right before you left the house? Deceptive stories wobble. Truthful ones flex. Step 3. Narrow the lens. What was the hardest part? Or what did you do with your hands? That last one is brutal. Liars never script hand behavior. Truth tellers instantly recall. I was holding my keys or I was scrolling. Okay, now let's talk about a popular myth. Micro-expressions exist. Those split-second flashes of real emotion, but they're not Pokemon to collect. You don't need to name them, you just need to catch them. A flash of disgust before a cheerful I'm happy for you is useful, but it has to ride with other tells. And no, crossing arms doesn't equal lying. Some people are just cold or doing a budget hug. Context is king in these situations. There's also something called duper's delight. A little smirk when someone thinks they got away with it. It's a fun concept, but it's overhyped. People smirk for 1,000 reasons. Awkwardness, sarcasm, a passing thought about a meme. If you see a delayed smirk after a risky answer alongside a freeze and a timing mismatch, okay, put it in the pile. But alone, it's just the face doing face things. If you want to level up like the suits, practice on low-stakes stuff. Ask friends neutral questions and watch their first 3 seconds. How was the sandwich? Did you like the movie? Are you stealing my fries? You'll learn their baseline quirks. The goal isn't to become suspicious, it's to become calibrated. That's the real FBI skill. Build a baseline fast, then notice deviations when the heat turns up. Here's another pro move. Control the question. Vague questions give vague answers. Specific questions create pressure because there's less room to wiggle. Instead of, did you have a good time last night? Try, what time did you leave and who dropped you off? Don't be accusatory when you ask, be precise. You're not a drill sergeant, you're a scientist. These skills are power. Use them to protect yourself, not to humiliate people. If you suspect deception, switch from judgment to curiosity. Ask better questions, but offer exits. People tell the truth when they feel safe. You creating safety does more than any eyebrow twitch analysis. Also, protect against friendly fire. Some folks are low effect by default. Some people from certain cultures gesture less or hold eye contact differently. Neurodivergent friends might show different patterns entirely. That's why baseline will always beat stereotype. Learn the person and then read the moment. Okay, here's how you can practice this starting today. Pick 3 questions you ask a lot in your life. Workout check-ins with a gym buddy. Did you feed the dog with a roommate? How do you feel about this weekend with someone you're dating? Then for 1 week, pay close attention to the first 3 seconds after you ask. Do nothing with that data for a week. Seriously, just track it. This removes your ego from the process so you can have clean observations instead of building a case like a courtroom drama in your head. After a week, use your observations to guide one precise follow-up question. I promise you, you'll hear richer, more honest answers. Not because people got more honest, but because you learned how to invite it. Here's what's going to surprise you once you start practicing. People become more honest around you without knowing why. When someone senses you're actually paying attention, the quick, dirty lie feels riskier than the quick, messy truth. They'll still dodge sometimes, we all do, but the fabrications shrink, the air clears, and you gain something better than gotcha moments. You gain signal in a noisy world. Last thing, beware of confirmation bias. If you want someone to be lying, you'll find a reason. So make a simple promise to yourself. When you spot a pattern, you don't accuse, start investigating. The goal isn't courtroom justice, it's just clarity. The most powerful sentence in this game is, help me understand. Calm tone, open face, soft eyes. That sentence turns your 3-second tells from a weapon into a key. This isn't about catching others, it's about mastering yourself. Training your attention is a competence upgrade. You'll be the person who doesn't overreact to words, who waits, who watches, and then chooses. That kind of composure, it reads as power. And when people know you see clearly, they'll give you something you didn't expect. The truth, or at least their best attempt at it. So take the next conversation and run the experiment. Ask one precise question. Watch 3 seconds like a hawk with a sense of humor. Then steer with what you see. If you keep doing that, you won't just spot liars, you'll become the kind of person who's hard to lie to. That's not paranoia, that is mastery.